Hi guys. Hi everyone, and welcome to video one, essentially. My time in New York. So I was in New York. I've been in New York for 10 years. The first time I went over, when I landed, I got an internship, which we're not completely familiar with here. Internship just means free work. So everyone at a lower level, when you get there, pretty much that's why you got to have a bit of money, a bit of savings, because there's a high chance that you'll do something for nothing, for no money, for at least 6 months, it's a long time anyway to earn your stripes. So I was with a guy, Craig McDean, with him for 3 months, and then I left there and tried to do some freelance assist. After freelancing for 3 months, I landed a job with Daniel Jackson. He's now at Art and Commerce. Back then he was with MAP agency. And we did a lot of, that was a bit of a dream job. He was working 6 days a week, doing anything from Vogue to Teen Vogue to, Alexander Wang, Nike, doing cool portraits. It was a full-on thing. And back then we did a bit of it for Acne magazine, which is now no longer published, but a really, really cool European fashion editorials. And so I was with him for I think about a year, which was really tough work. It was really tough work. He's a tough taskmaster, and I was third assistant, so there were 2 assistants above me plus a studio manager, and I was definitely the lowest rung on the ladder. But it's great, I went from that job, and then after being there for a year and really understanding how to run a really tight studio setup, you'd get a V flat like what I'm sort of lighting with, you'd clamp them high, and we'd have trees, which 3 photo heads each side, to get large 20-foot wide Sykes, all a certain type of grade. So technically on that side, it was awesome. Daniel worked with David Sims for a long time, I think about 5 or 8 years, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. So his education, again, this is kind of where all this is going. It's all about your education. And because he had a great education, he then had a good knowledge base to then teach his assistants, which at that stage I was. So after I left him, I went to be first assistant at Craig McDean, which was a really eye-opening experience. Craig is one of the top photographers in the world, doing projects. We'd work 4 or 5 days a week. You'd be doing Italian Vogue one day, and then a fragrance, and then sort of Estee Lauder, big beauty campaigns, and we did a lot of Tommy Hilfiger, the big group shots, when you're shooting 20 people, and definitely seeing that, you just don't see that here. You don't see that here. You really only see it, you see it in London a bit, but New York, and the difference between New York and London is really commerce, money. There's a lot more money in New York. There's money everywhere there. Obviously, it's not incredibly easy to find, otherwise everyone would be doing it, but it's a great aspect of the industry there, because there's Stephen Meisel. I'm assuming if you don't know who he is, you should definitely. He's the biggest current living fashion photographer, really. Anyway, he has puppy therapy in photo shoots of his, and ice cream trucks. Puppy therapy is they bring in a bunch of puppies to cheer everyone up, so everyone gets a puppy and you go, oh wow, great. So that side of New York's amazing. It's very commercial though compared to Europe, and personally my work and how I like to work really resonates more in Paris. And that's kind of my time in New York. What I took from it is probably that, if you really want to do this, there's a place like that is definitely, from my side of commercial fashion, I suppose, is important. You see where you stand globally to see if, and you also have a lot more access to galleries and to art and to all the really enriching things that improve you as an artist. So it's a great city. If you get an opportunity to do it, be prepared for a lot of rejection. But like I said, if you want to see what the best people in the world are doing with campaigns or with everything important comes out of there. New York should definitely be on the itinerary. Well, not now because it's empty, but maybe in a couple of years when you might find more success then. So yeah, that's kind of it, and I suppose beyond that, that's the emotional stuff. The professional, the technical stuff is I learned all my craft really there. I didn't know anything when I got there, and I left with a full understanding of how to run a set where there's 200 people, down to having 15 minutes with a celebrity, and you need to still deliver as much to the client as possible. That's really the takeaway for me. Cool. So next video is, hope that's informational. If you have any questions as well, you can leave them on the Instagram TV comments, or this video is also posted on my YouTube channel, SES Worldwide, which is a dramatic name for a simple idea. So next video is what to do when there's nothing to do, life in COVID. Cool.